This is a short demo of Skills Checker for the Students at the Heart conference. So if you go to university departments and go into Student Futures, that'll take you to the main part of Student Futures website, and you just need to scroll down and go into the career zone. And then you can log into the career zone, which is where a lot of the e-learning resources and a lot of the tools are held. So Skills Checker is on the toolbar. So you just need to go onto the toolbar, and then you have a couple of options. First of all, we're going to go to Skills Checker Home. Once you're there, there's some information about what Skills Checker is, and then the 9 employability skills in the LJMU skills framework. And then you can start Skills Checker. Now, I've already done Skills Checker a couple of times, so my report's already in there, but you can start a new report at any time. And it will take you through the 9 skills. So here you can see we've got analysis, problem solving and decision making. And then we've got a statement. I know how to define, investigate and solve problems. And students are asked to rank themselves from 1 to 10 based on how confident they feel. So we'll kind of go on the lower end of not very confident for this. But in case we're not sure what that statement actually means, we can click hint, and then that flips over the card and it gives us a bit more of a definition to what this skill is. And that's available for all of the skills as we go through. So for creativity and enterprise, I can develop creative ideas and imagine new possibilities. And if you can't imagine that and you need some help, you can flick over the card, and it's confidence in this means that you know how to apply your imagination, explore new ideas, reflect on the outcomes and embrace a growth mindset. Here I was feeling very, very confident, but I might not feel like that all the time. And at any point I can kind of lower that down as well, or I can increase it back up. So other skills within the employability skills framework: professional communication, ICT skills and digital capability. Like, okay, well, what's digital capability? Let's have a look. Okay, so confidence in this means I keep up to date with the latest tools, the platforms, technology. I can create digital content, and I've got some basic understanding of some software and app development there. So I'd probably put myself around about 4 on that. Then we've got numeracy, financial literacy. This has been a really interesting skill to develop within the programme periodic review. It doesn't naturally fit in quite a lot of the programmes, but it is an incredibly essential skill for our graduates to come out of university with. And even if they're not very confident, we're going to be able to point them into the right e-learning resources to help them along the way. What does it mean to be financial literate? Well, it's knowing how to prepare, manage and set budgets and look at particular funding, understand maybe financial drivers within a business and organisation. Why might not we be able to do something? Why might one priority of purchasing something in one particular area be more important than another? And also understanding from their own personal point of view what savings, investments, borrowing might look like as well. So just like an overall financial literacy and being a bit confident. And this can work really well with skills at LJMU through the library, and also through money and advice through student advice and wellbeing. Planning and organising, teamwork, collaboration, leadership, mobilising others, also key skills. And then finally we've got intercultural skills. So once a student's been through, they submit their answers. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute for the report to run. Once they get the report, they can view their report, and it gives them areas to focus on and also a self-rated score. So if you scroll down from here, it gives them a bit more in depth on each particular skill. So I'm going to have a look at leadership and mobilising others, because we want every student, if they want to understand that they can go on into that leadership role and run teams, manage teams. Not every student will want to, but certainly we want to be able to say, if you come to LJMU, you will develop leadership skills. You get 2 actions along here. The first Take Action button will take you to some more information about that skill, and also give you some example application and interview questions. And tell me about a time, and that's the title of our session, so it's fitting in nicely. Tell me about a time when you led a team. That's very much dependent on experience over sort of necessarily a strength style question. We've also got some quotes from employers, and we'll be building on those quotes as well as we go through, and they just are on a accordion menu, so they drop down for some information. If there's any particular employers you want to see on there, we can approach them and ask them about particular skills, the employers we know our students will connect with. If you were to take the second Take Action button, then this is about completing tasks to build points, and as students build points, they build them towards certification. So every 100 points they can get a certificate, and then there's a final one at 500 points. So in leadership and mobilising others, we've got some e-learning tasks that they can work through. So 2 have already been worked through, they've already been done and sort of claimed, but the students can go back to them at any time. If there's one that's particularly of interest, they can do all of them, or they can do a selection of them. Some are reading and some are kind of click through e-learning modules as well. As well as going through the e-learning resources, students have opportunity to update their CV on this particular skill and also take some interview practice questions. So you can go to mock interview and you'll see that you get an extra 10 points rather than the 5 points on the other one. So we slightly weighted it differently for students to have a go at taking some interview questions and getting some AI feedback directly back from doing that. So we'll skip our checks today and we'll start our interview. And here we have the tell me about a time when you led a team. It's a 10-second thinking time, which is quite short, but that's what students would genuinely expect and get within an interview. So we'll come out of there for now and return back to our skills checker. Okay. If a student wants to check where they're up to across all of their skills, they can go to their scorecard. As you can see there, we've got our 500 points for each certificate and then their individual scores here. So this is something that you saw on the first page, but that was just an image. Whereas on this one, you can actually click through if you wanted to continue to learn about analysis, problem solving and decision making, then you could jump from that for straight away. There's also a reflect on your skills, and again it's weighted to encourage more students to go into this and identify examples that they might be able to use in applications and in interviews. It's like, when have you had to solve a problem? How did you approach it and what was it, the outcome? And for them to record their answers there. Now we won't mark those answers, it is just for the student to self-record. If the students come out of it any time, they can go back to the toolbar and they can go into home, they can go into the report, they can go into the score chart card, or they can retake their skills checker at any point. That gives you a very quick rundown of skills checker. Please do go and investigate it. It will launch to students in September. If you have any feedback, we'd love to hear it, and you can give us feedback through emailing futurefocus@ljmu.ac.uk.